On this Sunday morning, we have beautiful readings that God puts before us. And the message that I could hear God saying to me and perhaps to you is the importance of being able to discern. To discern. Recently, I was at a funeral, and down came the two cutest little girls, grandchildren, and their mother had given them a couple of lollipops to keep them calm. Now that mother made sure that what she gave them was good. She had to make that judgment. When my mother, who had been in the hospital many times, and she would often find that the meds they were giving her weren't what the doctor had ordered because of all the hurriedness and the pressure that goes on in a hospital. She was going to be given the wrong pills. So she taught me always to be careful, to look, to discern, to judge before you put a pill in your mouth. So often today we hear, especially since Pope Francis had that beautiful statement he did so casually on the plane, but had such power when he said, "Who am I to judge?" And sometimes that phrase can cause us to back off. And yet what I hear in this story, this parable Jesus tells about the weeds and the wheats, is that we are invited to always make good choices. You know, when you go to a restaurant, first thing they hand you is the menu, and now you see all these possible choices. And some of them might be very good for you, and others might not be so good for you. And you've learned over time to make that judgment, to think through carefully, and to always be looking for what might be the best for you. But my problem is, I don't know about you, but I can be too quick to judge. I can make rash judgments. I can judge people quickly by the color of their skin or their ethnic background or something like that. And when I do that, that's a sin. It's wrong. Because as we see in the story, the master of the harvest is saying, let them grow. In the end, the master can make that judgment. And so let's, this morning, as God speaks to us about the weeds and the wheat, to invite ourselves to be slow to judge others, to make careful decisions, not to react by the externals of people, but to get to know them, to listen to them. This is a great challenge, especially today when so many immigrants are pouring into our cities, that our neighborhoods are changing, and they bring with them the richness of their cultures, and they're open, we hope, to the richness of the cultures we have and of the American culture in history. So may we pray that we can be the people that can be what God invites us to do, to be slow to judge and to leave it to God.